Hello and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Winona, and today I'm going to be playing a young man who's actually two young men, but we'll get to that eventually. I am with two amazing, talented people that are really good at art and just like really good people, just amazing. Introduce yourselves.
Oh no! I've been sniped!
Oh,
Oh,
heck.
hi.
I suppose that's the risk of not going first, ain't it?
Yep. Always the case. Hi, I'm Candlestick, and today I'm going to be playing someone who has no idea what she's getting into, but that's kind of the way this has been going at the moment, and what is one more problem to add to her stack of problems at the moment to fix. I'm sure that won't have any repercussions further down the line. I'm playing Dr. Crystal Everlight.
Yay.
Yay.
And hi everyone, I'm here too. My name is Whis, and I'm playing a nurse. I'm playing Chiffley Forde today, who has decided to take this upon himself and rope Crystal in with him. Hee-hoo, tough shit.
Indeed. He started this, but he can't finish it alone, so he had to bring a friend.
Well, look, he is an archival assistant. He's still learning about all this shit. So he's like, Crystal, you're like a doctor. Can you help me make sure this kid isn't going to make my sister get in trouble?
Not a doctor, researcher in
Same diff.
magical maladies. He's like, no, it's not. They're different things.
It's relevant enough for the purposes we're working with here.
Yeah, no, she is. It's gotten to the point where she's started to there has started to be so much overlap with medical stuff that she's like, you know what, maybe I should just get an actual official doctor's license as well, because the plot keeps pulling me into this side of things, because apparently people can't tell the difference.
Well, when you have doctor as your surname, not your surname, but it's like in the title.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not that kind of doctor.
Well, I am a doctor. I have a doctorate, but it's not the same thing. You can't help people with a doctorate. You just sit there and you're useless.
Yes.
Yep. That's it exactly.
That Treasure
This
Planet.
session brought to you.
Yes.
This session brought to you by Treasure Planet reference.
Yes.
But it is also slight tangent, but it does go into one of my a slightly pet peeve, but also something I've noticed is that in shows and particularly cartoons, when someone is got something that they're good at, and that tends to become much broader in the things that they can actually do with it than what is realistic.
Yeah.
Particularly with smart characters.
That's fair. Completely fair. So, Chip, maybe we start off with how you wrote, say, Dr. Crystal Everlight in this. How do you contact her about this?
Oh, well, he has her phone, and he knows where she lives, so he would probably either just call her on the phone or rock up. And which would you do? I'm just gonna roll anything, and if it's odds, he rocks up. If it's evens, he'll phone her. It's evens, so he phones her. So he'll just pick up the phone. His very old-fashioned Nokia brick-style mobile phone, and give her a call. Bring.
Yeah, you probably get Dr. Crystal Everlight here. How can I help you?
I would have thought that you'd have my number saved.
Right. And she just looks at her phone and sorry. Force of habit. I didn't actually look at the number. Hi, Chiffley.
Sorry, you're probably busy, but I was hoping that I could ask a favor.
Thing all right? Is something happened?
Nothing's happened yet, and I'm hoping to act before something does. Mind if I pop over, or you come here?
I'm. Whereabouts are you at the moment?
I'm at the apartment.
Probably best to come here then. I'm currently at the Toontown University. My office space there at the moment.
Alright, I'll see you directly then. This is definitely better explained in person.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Bye. And yeah, then he's going to spend however long it takes for him to get from their apartment to the university. And just for shits and giggles, I'm going to roll him a survival to see if he gets lost on campus. Oh, I bet you this is going to be the only time Chiffley's dice, which historically hate him, is going to roll high. What's your survival? Okay. Chiff does not get lost on campus. That's a 22.
Yeah.
Nice.
Alright. So, after it probably takes at least an hour to get there, I'd say. There's just a little knock on the door of Crystal's office.
Yeah, she opens it. It's definitely one of those places that it is a single office room kind of thing, but given how it looks and stuff, like there's not really much in here that is personal. It's probably like one of those ones that they give out to people temporarily when they need it kind of thing. I'm not sure. Like yeah, basically having known people who've done PhDs and stuff before, like they can end up with well, usually they actually share a room, but I'm like, in this case it would make sense for her to not have to share a room considering what she's working in, but it's still one of those like you get a space while you're here and then when you go it's given to someone else.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, but yeah, so she opens the door and there is Chiffley. You don't have to really roll an insight on him unless you particularly want to, but as far as she can tell, he doesn't have any increased ice levels, so he's fairly calm.
Okay, alright. I did roll an insight. It was a 14, so yeah, probably about what she gets.
Oh yeah, well with a 14, yeah, he's calm. Like, it's always cold around Chiffley, but he can't help that. But like, there's no ice on his skin or in his hair or anything. It's the normal default level of cold. But he does definitely look like whatever he wants to talk to her about is bothering him.
I think that she will release a breath of like, okay, it's not that serious then, like kind of think at least not, emergency level right off the bat, kind of serious. So that's at least a little bit of a relief. And so she's just, um, Chiffley, hi, it's nice to see you. Do you want to come in?
Thanks. I've some privacy is good for this conversation, unfortunately.
Yes, well, we shouldn't be disturbed here. And yeah, she'll close the door behind him, and there's like a little, couple of seats things, on the other side of a desk kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just like, make yourself comfortable.
Yeah, well, he'll go and he'll sit down, and he's giving the room a cursory glance. But unlike when he was snooping on her research the first time they met, he's just giving it a this is definitely a room. I'm not going to absorb any of this because I've done that, and that was rude. Um, but anyway, but he'll sit down and wait for her to do the same, and then he's just sort of lean forward to rest his arms on his knees a little bit, and he looks thoughtful, as if he's trying to figure out how to explain why he's here.
Yeah, I think Crystal probably pulls out a pen and paper from her desk or something like that, and is probably doing one of those twist the pen round your fingers kind of thing as a fidget. But she's because she is slightly still anxious about this, and she's but that's sort of the one that she's sort of worked out is not going to people and just let him get his words together.
Yeah. Well, he'll take another moment, and then he'll just sort of straighten up a little bit more and go, "This is not as much of my problem as it is someone else's. But Missy has a friend who has a bit of a interesting, probably magical condition. And while it's not posed any particular issues so far, after a conversation I had with him, there is the potential for it to become a big issue. And I was hoping that you could help get to the bottom of it, because he doesn't know all the details, which is the part that worries me.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, I can understand why you came to me. Then this is pretty much right up my area of expertise, even if I can't guarantee that I will find all of the answers. These sort of situations don't tend to get to me unless they are complicated to answer.
Yeah, I think this is definitely in that category. His name is Bad Lad. He's friends with Missy, but knows Cassie as well. And, well, to put it as blunt as possible, what he told me, he has 2 souls in his body. He shares it with someone else.
Oh, that is very that is very unusual. Not there is a race of beings that share souls. It didn't mention anything about quarry.
That wasn't a word that he used.
Okay,
He
probably.
said something about being half tune, and then something happened to make him full tune. And he said something that someone was after him because of what he was, but he didn't know what that meant or who that person was. And that's the bit that worries me. If someone's after him, but he doesn't know who or doesn't know why, he can't defend against it.
Right. Yes, that definitely is a concern. Probably does rule out the quarry are real kind. So that's probably not the case then. That probably going to need to talk to him about this. See what I can find.
When I spoke with him, I mentioned you already, so he's willing to talk to you and I, but he's not
something has happened to him. He didn't say what, but I was explaining the concept of color draws at the ECCR, and the look that he had. There's something that's happened to him.
Fantastic. All right.
He's not willing to go anywhere where records are kept, just in case someone uses that to track him down. But I've brought home some color draw equipment from work so that I can do his draw. So at least he's got his own colors. But I don't know how useful that is for finding the everything.
I mean, I have access to things here that can use for that sort of thing, and it wouldn't be out of the question for me to do so because of my work. It's something I do fairly often, actually, and I mean, a lot of the cases I work on are pretty patient's privacy is a important part of my work, so I shouldn't be bothered if we wanted to use some of the stuff here.
We'd have to ask him. I even tried to reassure him that the ECCR isn't somewhere that would give out client records, but would never bar of it. It seems to me like he doesn't want to exist.
Well, I suppose there's not much point trying to figure out alternatives until we ask him about it.
The other soul in his body can take control.
I see. Do you know if anyone else knows about him and what it is?
I don't know. The only person I really asked about was if Missy knew, and she doesn't, thankfully. But
right.
Of the people that he mentioned, knowing that I know it was only her and Cassie, I don't know if Cassie knows.
I don't know either, but I suppose I find it unlikely considering that I haven't heard anything about it from her.
It does strike me as the kind of thing that she would be concerned about.
Yes.
Probably more for his sake than I am, but I want to get to the bottom of this as much as we can before it becomes an issue down the line. This is the kind of thing Plot loves. Ignorance is unfortunately not bliss.
No, you're right. Yes. It's probably best to jump on this now before it's allowed to get out of hand.
And I have his address where he lives. Or we could send him a buddy plane and ask him to come here. Which do you think is better?
She's just like runs her hands through her hair as she's just like thinking like, okay, because like on the one hand it's like showing up at his place, versus coming. It's like there is a sense of intrusion either way.
Pros and cons to both.
Yes.
Also, don't think I didn't hear you chuckling before while we were talking, Nona. I heard that.
I think um I think I'm gonna roll a d2. Evens is to come to the university. Odds is gonna be to go to his house. Odds. All right.
We're heading
So-
to the Velvet apartment.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna sigh and if you got his address off him and he's expecting you, that might be easier to go there and explain the sorry, that's me. I'm having trouble with words. We could explain to him in person the benefits of coming to the university to use the equipment here. Otherwise, we can talk in person to figure out alternatives if that's not something he's comfortable with.
Alright. Well, if you have time, we can go there now.
I think I can make time for this.
He's just gonna give her a smile.
Aw.
Just, there's a nothing is on fire at the moment, and I'm not immediately needed somewhere else. I suppose I could make time for this.
It's like, I am not being dragged, kicking and screaming into plot. I can walk there? Great! Love that. Alright, well, I suppose that Crystal can get whatever she needs from her office, and then Chiffley will lead the way to the Velvet apartment, following the address that Mad Lad gave him.
Yeah, thankfully she doesn't have to gather up too much because a lot of that has been in her hammer space almost permanently at the moment because she has been around this week. She has been to Villestown and Halloween Town, and I think actually she's been to Villestown twice and Halloween Town this one week.
Golly.
I'm still waiting to hear about that FES. I've been waiting for the recording to be up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get to it later today. But yeah, she got lost in Halloween Town for 4 hours before she found Lynn's house.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Incredible.
Incredible.
All right. Shall we roll survivals again?
Yeah,
just
roll
because it's
survival.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no. Please roll better than Chiffley then.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, boy.
Alright.
Oh, well,
Oh,
it's
no.
better than yours, but not by much.
Right, okay, well I'm just going to have to assume that the Velvet Apartment is like on a side of Toontown that neither of them have ever been to before, and they're like, there are no street signs. Why are there no street signs? Where are we going? What the far out?
Yeah.
And
And
Chiffley's like, this shouldn't be this hard, and like his hair is starting to change color as he's getting more distressed, going, why is
yeah,
this
this
guy
is
going
a
like this?
Toontown part 2 that you've never been to. The streets are barely marked, and not on top of that, this is an apartment building that also is like, it's a genius loci, but like each room
They
is
don't know that.
each room is its own genius loci. So it has its
Oh,
own
God.
mind, and it takes you 4 hours to get there.
God.
Crystal
I
is
think
getting flashbacks to Halloween Town.
Yeah, Chiffley, you're hearing her mutter under her breath, "This better not be becoming a running gag."
Oh dear, oh dear.
Now it's later afternoon as you get to the apartment, and you just climb up the stairwell because let's see if the elevator's broken just for shits and giggles.
Oh god.
The elevator is broken.
Oh no!
Can we roll
you're
what
gonna make-
floor number is the velvet apartment on?
I should know this on top of my head, but I don't. So, it's somewhere in this building. You'll eventually find it.
I am going to roll a Constitution saving throw for Chiffley on the stairs because
I
this
was
is
gonna
a
roll it.
squishy twink.
I was gonna roll an athletic.
Oh, Chip is not enjoying the stairs. He does not have any modifiers to his Constitution saving throws. That is a 4. Oh!
Also does not have any modifiers to her constitution, but she's doing better than Chiffley. Probably because they're going so slowly because of Chiffley.
Yeah, Crystal, you're fine. Like, you're maybe tiny bit winded, but it's not like out of the normal. Chiffley, I'm sorry.
Chip's dying. It's definitely colder.
Uh-huh. Hold on.
Oh man.
Oh, good. I fumbled.
Oh, brilliant.
so-
Oh man, we're doing so fucking well.
Crystal reaches into her bag. She was planning on pulling out, she has a water bottle in there
Yes,
for,
it's
Chiffley to
apartment
take.
71.
Uh.
You guys accidentally went upstairs instead of just staying on the first floor.
God. Okay,
Oh,
what does she pull out?
No, wait, it'd be more hilarious.
Oh, cool.
No, it'd be more if it's 71. Say.
It should be on the 7th floor if it was 71.
It is on the 7th floor. You had to climb to basically almost the top of the building.
Good grief.
Yep.
That's a lot of flights
alright,
of
yeah.
stairs. I would be absolutely wrecked going up 7 flights of stairs.
Yeah, me too. Okay, Crystal rummages into her bag and pulls out a large binder full of piano music, which she shoves back in and... No, that's not it. Alright, cool, and this time she pulls out a water bottle and hands it across to Chiffley.
Okay, Jeff will when they get to the top landing of, I'm going to say it's the 7th floor, they finally get there. And he stops, and he's just got his hands on his knees, and he looks up as he's breathing real hard, and he looks at that. And now he has to go into his hammer space. Where's your D10? That's percentile. That's a D12. Where is your D10? Shit, did you lose your D10, Chiffley? Oh no! Oh shit! And there goes my dice tower again. Hold on. Hold the phone. Okay, your D10 is missing. Great. Not. Hattie's one fell on the floor because my dice tower fell apart. That's a 3. Okay, there's another one. Alright, so he actually reaches into his hammer space and he pulls out this other set of gloves. Like, they're very small. They're not as like the full to the elbow length ones. They're just little to the wrist ones. And he pulls off his big white glove, the big blue gloves, and he puts these slightly whiter gloves on. And he holds it, and the water it does not turn to ice in the bottle, and he just drinks it. And then sighs, and then thank you.
No problem. I know the pain.
I was not expecting there to be this many stairs.
I was not expecting us to take us 4 hours to get here.
either. But we're here now.
Yep, next time let's send a buddy plane.
Agreed.
Yeah, and this is not centered. Okay, now it's as centered as I can say in the video. But yeah, you get to the Velvet apartment and you open up and you see, and you knock on the door. Mad Lad opens it and you see a little glimpse of the apartment inside. This is what you see.
Ooh, nice. I dig it.
Yeah, Mad
There's
Lad.
no shading whatsoever.
Yeah, this was a sketch VB did a while back.
I love it.
But Mad Lad looks up at those, he's just like, sighed. I knew you would be coming. Eventually.
It shouldn't be an ordeal, Mad Lad. Have you met Crystal before?
He looks at Crystal. No, not yet.
Well, this is Crystal.
Hi, Crystal. And he just gives a little wave. Oh, did you hear me, Candle?
Candle. Candle.
Oh no,
Oh no.
Candle! Oh no!
Ah!
Ah, Candle, we can't hear you. No, Candle's
Oh, no.
dead.
No. Technical difficulties. Like me losing Chiffley's D10. Huh. I didn't even know it was missing. I wonder if it's an Oat's dice bag. I wonder if she nicked it.
Aww. Don't Oat has their own dice bag now?
Yeah, well, she has the... Oh, it's there. She has the spare dice.
Aww.
Let me see. Aha! Yes, there is Chiffley's D10. Oat had it.
Hehe.
There you go.
Hello, Candle.
Back in the chat, but can't see you. Hear you.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Ah!
Oh!
Oh!
I can hear you guys, but I cannot see Discord. It is not showing up. What the hell? Hold on.
That's weird. At least we can hear you now.
Yeah, but I can't see anything.
No.
Oh. Weird.
That is weird.
The app's not even showing up on my task on my like bar at the bottom. I'm pulling up Task Manager if it will give me. I'm trying to close things in order to give me more space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the rest of that goes. Oh dear.
Oh no.
The feed has been paused.
Yes.
Oh my. And at least I've been able to put my dice tower back together. And I was saying before we started recording how there is a piece that has come out of it, and I don't know where it's come from.
Uh-huh.
Now there is two of them. I knocked it, and it fell while I was trying to find the things before, and now there are two pieces. And I don't know where they're from. What do you do? Where do you come from? Where do you go, Cotton Eye Joe? Ay, ay, ay.
No.
This is why we're going to make modifications to the tower and make it less flimsy. I'll just put these there. Cool. When I do modify it, I also need to put the side, like the side that I on where I face, a little tiny bit higher, because they always bounce out of the tray. Which is how I lost Hattie's D20 for like 3 weeks.
Dang. Oh yeah, I need to pause my recording. I forgot to do that. 1 second. It is now. Hello, we are back. For hopefully no more technical difficulties.
Technology.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
But basically, Mad Lad has introduced himself to Crystal. It's like, hi, I'm Mad Lad.
Hi, I'm Dr. Crystal Everlight. Cassie's sister.
Mad Lad nods. I can tell.
Ah, really?
Yeah, you say instead of like she has stained glass window wings, but yet you're like that's like your whole design. That's really cool.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I guess. Chiffley mentioned that you had an issue having.
Yeah. I don't know a lot of stuff about myself.
Right. And that's a problem because that also includes someone who could be after you.
Possibly. Yes.
I see. Are you interested in learning more about this?
Knowledge is power, as they say.
Yes, it is. That's kind of a lot of what my job is. I'm a researcher into magical maladies and illnesses, which is why Chiffley thought that I might be able to help.
Mad Lad nods. Fair enough.
That
I've also
said,
brought equipment for a color draw, so that you can have at least got a
Yes.
copy of your own swatches.
Mad Lad nods. Okay, again, fair enough. I probably am way overdue for a checkup anyways.
From what you were saying when you were last at our apartment. Yes. Yes, you are.
Mad Lad just nods.
Right. So, how do you want to go about this, Mad Lad? It would be useful for us to be able to do things like color draws and, depending on what is found more on that, but, Chiffley mentioned you were worried about, that information getting out.
Yeah. Since I don't know who's after me and say if it's just like they were able to ambush my whole family. I don't. They knew about us going there. I don't know how deep this runs. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
That is fair enough. I there there are two options as far as I can see in terms of where to do this, or potentially three, but it sounds like that third one will be ruled out fairly quickly, which is the ECC.
Yeah, no ECC.
All right. Yes. Can probably do things here if you would like, and depending on how that goes, may require additional equipment in order to further get into what's happening. The alternative is that I have access to university equipment, which would not require anyone. Well, the only notification I would need to give people would be the fact that I am in need of using it. But considering that my job often entails this stuff, I would not be required to give them any more information on what I needed it for specifically.
Mad Lad nods. Yeah, and he looks into the apartment. I don't know how well she would do with this sort of like blood slash color slash taking this stuff, and I don't want our apartment to be upset. So I could relent to the university.
Ah, I see. Right, I did not realize that this was a genus loci.
Yep. Mad Lad pats the wall.
Like the other. Alright, I'll make that 2 on my mental list.
Yeah,
Good to know.
there's probably a lot of explaining I need to do, but I'd rather do it at the secure lab at the university. And Bad Lad looks back into the monitor. I will be back whenever I can. Tell crew that say that I am fine, and don't worry about me coming home for dinner. I'll find something on my way if need be. And he gives a thumbs up. And then he turns back to you guys. He's like, all right, let's go.
Right. Crystal's like, I don't know the way back.
Chiffley's just gonna turn towards the stairs and just visibly wilt. At least going down is easier, but wilting. Oh.
Mad Lad
Weird.
looks like, yeah, unfortunately the elevator is out. It should be back tomorrow though.
Unfortunately, that doesn't help us today.
That's true, but it's easier going downstairs than going up them.
Let's just get this over with.
All right, and I'm gonna roll something because we did have this idea of possibly doing this at UPA University too. Let's see if which university is available since you guys took 4 hours to get to this place.
Chief got an 11 on his con save going down the stairs. So he's
Cool.
okay.
50-50, it looks like we're going to UPA University.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay. Well, in that case, I feel like part of the way that like Crystal had sort of sent ahead, like I am formally requesting I need this facilities right now, and they're like, unfortunately we don't have it available. What do you mean you don't have it available? This is literally why I'm going to your university right now. And they're like, look, I'm sorry, but like just not today. It's just like, well, where else am I supposed to go? This is important. Just.
Here is the address for the UPA University. Here you go.
It's like, well, there are facilities in this, and this place. Just like, well, at least I know the UPA University. I'm sure that they will be better there.
And they can go to the teleportation circle station and just bamf there.
Yep, they could just bamf there.
Which is
Yeah,
exciting
Crystal's-
to Chiffley because he's not really been to UPA before, I don't think.
That's funny. I don't know why. I find that funny.
It's like bamf. He's like, oh, okay.
I think Crystal is just so over. She's like, this is the 4th time I've had to travel by teleportation circle this week.
Chiffley and Crystal and their no good,
Not
very bad
including
day.
return trips.
At least there aren't teleportation circles. Can you imagine walking that way? I can.
Fair point.
Well, so they're gonna go and find their
Yeah,
their room.
yeah, and they find the room very easily. Not many people are using the rooms right now.
Yeah.
Hey, they're all using the Toontown University ones.
Yeah.
Look, even though Lynn has been putting in a good rumors,
Word.
good word on the university now, it still takes time for word to spread.
Yeah, its reputation took a whopper of a hit. So, but yeah, that means that it's good for us. Chiff was like, oh, okay, cool. This is UPA, great, awesome. We're not here to be a tourist. Alright, so we head to the room and I suppose we set up some equipment. Chiff's going to go into his hammer space. Let's see whether or not you fumble this, because if you fumble it, that'd be really funny. But I've also got it on your fumble chart, so that's a 10. You're fine. Yeah, he'll reach in and he'll pull out all of the color draw equipment. So he's got both a pen and an eyedropper, because I remembered the eyedropper exists this time, and some swatch books.
Ah, that's cool. Think
World would yell at me again if I forgot the eyedropper.
I think Crystal is also going to dig into the hammer space for like some of the stuff that she has on her as well, for like more of the medical sides of things.
And yeah.
Oh no way!
Did you fumble?
I fumbled again. This is definitely Crystal's very bad, no good day. Okay, this time she pulls out an Elvish dictionary. She's like, no, not that. And just shoves it back in and... Oh, yep, she's fumbling again. Alright, this time she pulls out a book called Enchantment Magic, Basic Spells, and shoves that back in. I gotta get above a 5, right?
Yeah.
6 or higher.
6.
Okay, yeah, well that doesn't make it either.
Oh.
Oh.
This time she pulls out The History of Inkwell, a book, another book. No, that's a 5.
Oh my gosh.
This time it's another book. Unnatural and Uncanny. What do we know about the Uncanny Valley?
That lad's like, my father's from there.
That's nice. Puts it back in, and this time she does manage to pull out her med kit with like all of the like basic things for a situation like this. This is Ah, there it is.
Mad Lad pats her on the shoulder.
It's just one of those days, I guess.
Yeah. The Mad Lad is gonna make a is gonna see if he can get something out of his hammer space. Yes, he can. He pulls out a large, basically a parrot plushie. Basically what like the hyacinth macaws. He pulls one of those out.
Aw.
It's a cute blue one, and he has it close to him.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Alright. How do we want to go about doing this?
Right. Well, let's see. Well, I suppose, did you want to do the color draw first, and I can check to see that all of the equipment that we need is available and working?
Sure. And he's gonna head over to Mad Lad. I'm gonna assume there's like a medical bed looking thing.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna urge Mad Lad to go and sit over there. And he's gonna spread out next to him the stuff that he's got, and he's just gonna go into a small explanation. So, for each of these things, what I do is I use the pen, take a little sample of your ink from each of your different color sections, and put it on the swatch. It shouldn't hurt. Maybe a pinch. And if you start to get dizzy, do let me know. That means I'm drawing too much.
Mad Lad nods as he like holds this little parrot plushie in his arms.
We'll start with your skin. That's usually the best. And I am going to roll him a medicine. Chiffley! You really don't want to fuck this up! Alright. That is a natural 20.
There's a nat 20.
There's a total of 28. Good lad, good lad. Alright, cool. You do not feel any wooziness. This is the least uncomfortable thing ever. If you get over the I am at the doctor's kind of uncomfortableness, if there's any of that. Which I imagine there might be, given this Mad Lad is not been to one.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
In
he
a
has a
while.
little parrot plush.
Yeah. But yeah, so Chiffley will take little samples of both of the skin and pop, and like he'll tap the pen and then onto the swatch. If I remember correctly, that's how that works. And so it fills up the swatch there, and then the clothes colors and the hair color, and all the accessories that are just part of Mad Lad's design. And then he swaps to the eyedropper.
Actually, it's very interesting. As you get to the headband, you don't get a swatch from that. And
wacky.
And that's because with a nat 20, you realize it's technically not a part of his design. It's actually, you look really quickly, it's tuned in nature, but it's not, it's tuned in nature, but you can sort of see there's like real kind elements to it, that it was basically an item that conform to his design, but is not technically a part of his design.
Oh, funky. Chiff will log that away for a second. He'll finish taking all of the swatches. He swaps to the eyedropper tool that he's got, and he's like, this part is going to be uncomfortable. Don't blink. His eye color, but it's very, very quick. But then he's got the whole swatches, and then he's looking at the headband, and he just gives it a little tap tap with the finger, and he's not trying to, but his hand is so cold. Does this come off?
Oh, yeah. As he takes out the headband, my mama made it for me. As it sort of unrolls itself, and what looks to be a regular headband turns into, someone enrolled into a bandana. And you can make an investigation check.
Hells yeah. Nope. Chiff,
Just
that. Oh, you're done.
I just want to add, for flavor in the background, Crystal has been muttering to herself because everything is there, but it's in a whole bunch of like random places, and she's currently like struggling to make sure that they
Well-
have everything they need.
Okay, that's fair, but at the same time, I'm gonna give you advantage because, like, it's right there in front of you.
I cannot believe the duality of Chiff's dice. He got a natural 20 and then he got a natural 1 right after that. It's like getting a strike in bowling and then missing twice. It's like, oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just sorry, was that advantage for Crystal finding the equipment? Or
No, investigation. It's because
No.
it's literally right there in front of you. Like,
Alright. Okay, that's not really that much better, but it's not a nat 1. What's your investigation? And it's a +1, so that makes it a 6.
yeah, it just looks like a very dark blue bandana.
Okay. Chiff is not a tailor. Because it's not integrated into your design.
Yeah, it was made by real kind hands because it was stitched. Like, there's a part of it that's stitched, but then they use magic to like similar to kind of like a glamour to like fit in with my design.
It shouldn't really matter. If it becomes part of your design, part of you, then it's called integration. And we all have integration. We'll pick up items here and there, and they become part of us, in a way. But this hasn't. It's separate. And I can't get a color draw from it.
Huh, I wonder why that is. I've had it for a very long time.
What spells do you have? Alright. Let's see whether or not you go blind, sir. Chiff's going to get he's gonna cast Detect Magic.
Oh, good. You know, this is part of the reason that Crystal came along, right?
Yeah, but like this is a magical item thing, not a sickness thing. And also he's just like, is it magic or is it something else? Question mark.
One second. Because you do detect magic on it, but I want to make sure I get the right magic school that you get vibes from this from.
Cool.
If it's glamour, I imagine it would be illusion. But from the sounds of it, it might also not be that.
It is partial illusion, but there's also something else. I think
Oh.
I think it's abjuration technically, because I
Oh, cool.
think it's abjuration.
Yeah, abjuration is protection magic.
Yes, protection
That makes
magic.
sense.
Yes. Mhm.
Because that's what Crystal is. She's an abjuration wizard.
Yes, it's abjurations. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, okay, great. So Chiff's going to look at it very thoughtfully, and like once he's pinged that, he's going to drop concentration on detect magic because he doesn't want to just look at something else and be like, been there, done that. But then he's gonna turn to Crystal and be like, there seems to be some sort of protection item, but it hasn't been integrated in a while.
It's unusual, but it can happen. Potentially if the item is, if the magic is potent enough, or if the character in question doesn't want it to become part of their design. I can take a further look at it. I do have identify. Yeah.
You said your mother made this.
Mad Lad nod. Yeah, my mom made it. Well, not totally. Like, I'm guessing she isn't an artificer like my uncle. I'm guessing maybe like she knows how to sew and stuff, so maybe she did part of it and my uncle did the rest of it, since there's magic.
Did she say anything about it that you...
Mad Lad shook his head. No, not really. She said it's a very special bandana, well, because, and since you prodded enough, you guys are the second people that is able to see this now. Technically, this was shown by a character a long time ago, but they never commented on it. So he who.
He who. I love he who.
Oh no.
Let me just find it. Because Whirl made this art a long time ago.
Ooh,
oh dear. Well, art is good, but well is also like, oh dear, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
Champion of he who. I love that.
Yep.
Yes, let me put it up in the OBS first. Then I'll show it to you guys. Because they did a really good job on this.
I can bet.
There we go.
Ooh. It's so shiny.
Yeah, it opens up to this intricate design of a sapphire dragon with the words on it, Madden of the Sapphire Dragon crew. It was when my mama gave me my birth name.
Oh. Right. That's probably very precious then.
Mad Lad nods. Yeah.
And if you've had it all this time, and it hasn't integrated into your design, but you've kept it on you, that wouldn't just be from it being made by a real kind. That... When did she give this to you? When you were born, or?
I wasn't exactly born. And he just sort of looks away.
Blink, blink.
Not in the normal way.
Tunes can't just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, but this wasn't also out of nowhere. But this is not technically my story to tell.
related to your issue.
Mad Lad nod. Alexander.
Is Alexander the name of the other soul?
Mad Lad nods. Yep.
Would Alexander be willing to share that information?
Mad Lad is quiet for a second, then gives a nod as you see like a small glow coming from his chest, a red little glow, and then you see red veins like creep out from his chest, covering his whole body as his hair sort of like instead of like sticky like spiky up, it sort of floops downwards as his eyes turn a blood red. Since it pertains.
I'm gonna roll a whiz save for that, because even though he knew that there was something going on, he wasn't like, oh no. That is startling.
Can I roll a medicine on that change?
You can.
Or you're welcome to tell me a different roll for it if you'd like.
I can't really. Maybe Arcana would be a better one.
I'll
You
take
get the
Arcana.
wizard to roll Arcana. Oh dear. Okay, and it was an 11 on Chip's whiz save, so he is visibly startled, and the temperature did drop somewhat. But he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, as you
alright.
see this
And
change,
he's just gonna quietly get out another set of swatches.
as yeah, as Alexander appears to say, this change is not only a physical appearance change, this is a magical appearance change as the souls switch over. Like, you could sort of get the vibe that he's even technically changed classes. You don't know to what yet, but there's definitely this is, even though they maybe have like similar stats like physicality wise because boy, but abilities, magical abilities wise, if any, is has completely shifted.
Yeah, okay. So that might explain a little bit about like it not integrating into the design then, because that is like a complete like that is a very complete integration of it's yeah, like there are other tunes that can completely shift forms, but this seems to be very unique and very much like that's not normal for like anything that she's seen before, but she's also got enough information about things like that to be able to like pick up things that are normal and like then infer and extrapolate to the okay, yep.
Can Chiffley hear Alexander's theme more clearly than Madlad's now?
Yeah, now Alexander's theme has shifted to the forefront, and Mad Lad's theme is now very faint.
Very distant sea shanty, and now this.
As this sort of theme is filled with more pianos. It has more of a regal-esque manner to it.
Cool.
I think Crystal's gonna speak up and just Alexander, I presume?
Alexander Helmont Belsing, yes.
Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Crystal Everlight.
I would say likewise, but this situation is obviously uncomfortable for all of us.
Quite. But that's why we're here, to try and get to the bottom of it and make sure that the both of you are going to be okay.
I'm not very sure how much I could help, but I can at least tell you what happened somewhat.
Any information is better than none. Also, I'm going to take your colors while you're here. And he's just going to give a nod. I'm Chiffley Forde, by the way. I'm not sure how much that you can hear or are conscious when Mad Lad is here instead.
I can hear everything. I just choose to speak when I want to. But I don't think color swatches would work on me. And one thing you should know, say about me, is I was born real kind, human.
Well, let's give it a try and see what happens.
And I'm going to just use his nat 20 medicine from before to make this painless as possible for Alexander.
Yep.
But whether or not they actually work is up to you.
It works for the skin, everything that isn't the veins.
Okay. Cool, alright. So he'll take the skin, and the hair, and the eyes, and the clothes.
Well, technically not the eyes, because the eyes turned red.
Oh, okay, because they count as veins? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Alright, well, he'll take everything else, and then he'll try and do the eye draw, and like, nothing. And the veins, like,
That's interesting.
Most likely because of this soul thing that has gone between us. This is the visual representation of me taking over.
I see. And what can you tell us about how this happened?
He takes in a deep breath and releases it. Well, maybe you should give a little bit of background. I'm not originally from here, from Inkwell. Let's say I was originally from genre on the other side of the world, pretty much.
That is a long way away.
I come from a rich family of blood hunters, the Belsing family.
just gonna chuck a history at that.
Yeah,
What's your history?
might too.
Average. Average.
Can't read that. Oh, wow, okay.
Unleash the book nerd on the history rolls. Beautiful.
You actually have heard of this family because they actually, when they were younger, some of the family members actually visited Inkwell and brought their knowledge on Blood Hunter and actually studied, tunes and how it relates to Blood Hunter, that particular class. And they actually wrote research on it.
Yeah, probably how she knows them.
Most of them most of the research was headed by Mary Della Belsing, while having some mentions of her husband Edgar Helmont Belsing, but having one other person of note in their research, which is a man named Nathan Summers, who, what you remember, is a blood hunter himself.
I'm going to assume that with an 11, Chiffley only knows where genre is, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Crystal's gonna say anything just yet, in case like Alexander is planning on continuing talking. She'll probably save questions for after.
Yeah, and with the signs he continued to use, it was a long line. My family actually came here not to, from what I could tell a while back, and that's how they found out. Got really interested in in tunes in their magic, especially when it comes to blood hunters in particular and how that worked. Since they say real kind blood and Toonkind ink are very different.
They can be.
It varies a lot more in tunes, but yes, there is a. I suppose there would be a lot there to learn as blood hunters.
He nods. So say that's how they got interested in him. I never been to Inkwell myself when I was still alive, but there is a thanks to the magic of Father Craft we were able to more easily make they were able to make quicker trips to the continent and back.
Right. How long ago? So she's just like mulling over, like there's a few things she wants to ask, but I think the one that's standing out to her is the "when I was still alive" part. So just the. I take it from your wording that you somehow died.
He nods. I was around Mad Lad's age, a little bit younger when it happened. I say, with my mother, father, and my dad being all blood hunters, I wanted to very much become a part of the organization and help out fully. I was a child back then, wanted to be like them, of course. With my father heading up the family and then my mother heading up the more sciences division, I went to see my dad, in secret, to hopefully to see the way he trained the recruits of the organization because he was the best. And one night when my dad, which I should probably explain that, my father was Edgar Helmont Belsing, and my mother was Mary Della Belsing. However, I had technically a third, parent, which was a man named, Nathan Summers. Unfortunately, because of the low class that he started in, if my and polygamy not being really welcome upon the higher societies, they had to keep their love a secret. But I always knew. They told me. Not only that I think I also have technically I think he's technically my Nathan's technically my biological dad, but I'll get to that in a moment. I wanted to see my dad in action. I wanted to see him train the new recruits in person, so I snuck out at night to see him do it, but he I'll just let you know, like, when he appeared, he sort of put the little parrot plushie to the side, but you could sort of see him reaching and like grabbing back the parrot plushie and hugging it to himself, just as a sort of calming mechanism. He takes a deep breath. He was training the newbies with displacer beasts, and I stood no
You-
chance.
I see.
Yeah, I might roll a deception for that. See how much of a reaction Crystal gives.
Yep, same.
Alright.
Oh, Jeff's fine. Chiffley, what the fuck?
Dang, nat 20 again.
Chip's fine.
Yeah.
Chip is internally going, but he's like, he's thawed. He's still fine. He's not freezing over, even though, God, small child being ripped apart in front of you by a displacer beast. Hate that.
Yeah. Crystal does like sort of like close her eyes and look away, but then like sort of like squares her shoulders and looks back like, yeah, okay. Kind of thing.
He takes in another deep breath. Again, from that moment, I don't remember a lot. I remember waking up in darkness, but yet I could still hear my parents' voices. It felt like I was floating in something. My soul. I had to guess. Because I'm pretty sure that I didn't have a body left. I heard their voices that everything was going to be okay. They were making me a new body. One that was much stronger than the one that I had. They soothed me. They read stories to me every night. I know they talked about other stuff because every once in a while, like, I heard murmuring in the background, but I never could tell what they said. I don't know how long I was even in there for. Could have been months or weeks. I don't know. Or maybe even years. But the one thing that I did remember last was yelling. Murmured yelling. It was like a background noise. I tried to. I couldn't do anything, but I wanted to hear what was going on. I was scared. And then I heard a loud explosion. And then I opened my eyes. And for a minute, and all I saw was blinding light before shutting back to darkness again. And then that's when, well, I didn't wake up, but Mad Lad did. I'm not even sure if I woke up the first time. I more realized that I wasn't in control when I woke up the second time, and when Captain Azura found him in the Sapphire Dragon crew. And that's all I can really know.
Chiffley's just going to just gently pinch the bridge of his nose as he's just sort of thinking about all of the implications of this. It's like, oh, fuck. Necromancy is outside of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, Crystal is currently like she's in professional mode right now and just well, thank you for sharing that. Could you tell me how long ago this was?
Not really. Even though I know most of the big strokes, my memory is fuzzy at times about specific dates.
That's okay. If you don't remember, it's not your fault. It just would have been nice to know if you did.
He nods. I know, and I'm sorry.
Zombie, this is not exactly a comfortable conversation.
I know. I would like you to... He's worried about it too, but if you could examine... I assume that I'm half-tuned. Like, they had to use something from my body to... I would only assume so, but yet I am more... Yet I don't know how to explain it. It's just like... I can do what a tune can do, but yet like, if you look at my blood, it looks like real kind, and I want to know more what they tried to do, because I don't know.
Well, we can see what we can find, and we will let you know every step of the way, so you can tell us whether it's something that you want or are comfortable with, or not. Would you be willing to let me cast Identify on you?
I'm not very sure how that will help, but I'm willing for you to try it.
It's more of a to help understanding than anything else. Learning information can be just as much about ruling things out as it can be about finding things.
He gives a nod. It's worth a shot.
Yep, alright, and she's gonna nod, and then, she's gonna reach out with her right hand and cast Identify. I can put in the chat, how, like, the spell.
Yeah, if you could put it really quickly.
By the way, Whis, if you want, Chiffley is more than welcome to cast an insight on Crystal at the moment as well.
Sure, I can definitely do that. Let's go. Luckily, your insight modifier is high. $14.
Alright, give me a moment for the spell to go in the chat. So Chiffley, I think, you're probably not paying that much attention to Crystal at the moment because you're more focused on Mad Lad. But you do probably notice a slight hesitation before she reaches out and touches Alexander. And does she always use her right hand for that sort of thing? You don't know.
Well, I'll tell you to know that this doesn't work because this usually goes with objects. This is...
No, there's a section on creatures. If you touch a creature, if you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
There are currently no spells that are affecting Alexander and Mad Lad right now.
Alright. Up to you, of course, but sometimes some people like to have like very strong spells that were used can sometimes leave traces on people. It is person to person specific.
Oh no, this is no spell.
Anything else? Then
nope. No, say I understand that, but no, this no strong say no strong spells or anything like that on that. And if you're looking for necromancy, nope, there's no say there's not technically any necromancy on here.
Okay.
Whack.
I think she will frown at that and uh I can't detect any magic that is on you. No necromancy magic or anything like that. So
A little bit
it's likely that it is more scientific in nature.
makes sense. My mother my mother was a very genius scientist, and I assume that my dad say say Nathan had to help out because he was an ingenious engineer.
I'm gonna make
Alright.
a stab in the dark, if I may. When you were not brought back, sustained in some fashion, was that mad lad being combined with you or made from you? Do you
I honestly don't know. I I assumed it had to do something with the tune part of this body that I say my I'm guessing my body wasn't like fully ready, maybe, and that was the disconnect. And the body woke up before I could take a hold of it. But that's my only theory, or at least be imbued by it, or something like that.
part that's really missing from this story is how you left genre and ended up on a pirate ship.
And I unfortunately don't have an answer to that.
And Mad Lad likely doesn't either.
No, unfortunately, that's the moment like, he fully woke up that he doesn't even remember anything beyond waking up at sea at the pirate ship.
And we're working under the assumption that Mad Lad's family on that ship are passed on. Just unfortunately the only ones who would know. He ended up there.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean,
Speaking to the dead is not one of my skills, unfortunately.
Nor is it one of mine. I'm
nor say I don't know anyone here that could help. I don't even know what happened after that explosion. I could only assume that my parents are dead also, and that also unfortunately doesn't help us.
No. But there are some things that we can look at that might give us some idea. Do you remember roughly what year you were born in?
Alright, I get to roll a special roll for him.
Ooh.
He thinks really hard. However, he gives a sigh and shakes his head. If I do, if I do, it's really fuzzy.
You said that you remember your parents had traveled to Inkwell.
Yeah,
That might be some sort of starting place. I am aware that there are books that they published, which means that there is potential leads there on what they were looking into, as well as dates. It might also explain where they got Toon substance to even begin making a new body.
He gives a nod.
Mhm.
That's true.
And you said that you'd never been to Inkwell either, so your parents' visit was before you were born.
He nods. Yeah, it was before I was born.
Hmm. The bit I'm the most curious about is these red veins through your body.
He looks.
They appeared when you took over this form that you share with Mad Lad, and I couldn't draw anything from them. I wouldn't know what to do with any real kind blood or anything, but
I could only assume
Crystal,
that's what it was.
what do you think?
I could only
I'm more familiar with it.
He
It
nods.
is apart from the bandana, is the only part of your combined forms that I could not do colored draws on.
I suppose one thing at a time. Would you mind if I took not quite sure whether to call it a blood sample or an ink sample, a blink sample, I guess?
You get a small little half chuckle, half little scoff, sort of like laughing noise. Blink sample. Yes, you may.
All right.
I'm gonna roll a hammer space while Crystal does that.
Sure. Crystal did pull out her equipment and stuff before, so I'm not gonna roll anything for her there. She's just gonna grab out what she needs and I'm should I roll a medicine to do this?
No,
She has done this before, but yeah, I will let you
I
decide.
would say she's done this before. I'd be fair. I say it'd be fine to do it. Let her be able to do it.
Yeah, okay. I just thought I would offer in case there was something funky or would cause any problems with with an ink draw. So yeah, she's just gonna put put the pressure cuff on and then and just okay, this will sting a little bit, but it shouldn't cause any more than a quick pain. If it does, do let me know. And then in, and she's like, all right, it's in, and the drawer, and then pull it out and put the little band-aid over the top and release the pressure cuff and you're all done.
And Chiffley is going to offer an open, large bag of fruit gummies from the other side.
Aw.
Yeah, it's like, thanks. Honestly, that's nothing compared to what happens when I perform my blood hunter art.
Oh.
He looks at his hand, and then the red veins sort of coalesce and make just one big red forearm, but yet it transforms into a blade.
Oh, man.
Cool.
And he takes 2 damage for that.
I bet Chiff wishes that he had Google on his phone because he would so be looking this shit up right now.
Yeah, this is
incredible.
Yeah, even no matter what you say, I will say that right now that Crystal, this is something you've never seen before. This is a fully unique blood hunter art.
Yeah, no, that's definitely bringing a frown to her face because she doesn't like that.
Chiffley's still just holding this bag of gummies on one side and then just looking at the blade. He's like, whew, oh boy.
How far away is Chiffley right now?
Huh?
Is he like right
How
next
far?
to? Is he like right next to me?
Yeah,
Alright.
right up close. Because like he's holding this bag of gummies so that Alexander could take one.
All right,
It's quite
Alexander takes some of the gummies. Thank you.
Yeah.
As his arm turns back to normal, and the veins sort of like disperse to their regular pattern.
He's just sort of gonna pull the bag of gummies back to himself a little bit from having his arm fully extended and just go, now that is a new one. I've not seen that before.
Neither have I.
Can Mad Lad do that?
He shakes
Or
his
just
head.
You?
Just me.
So, I'm wondering whether or not you are these... And he sort of does a gesture with a pointed finger around the veins generally.
He nods. It's a good theory.
This is not something I really have much more to remark on.
I suppose there's not a huge amount more that I can do right now either. So I suppose the blink will be useful for being able to potentially see that if there's anything out of the ordinary there. There is equipment here. She has also taken out a marker and written something on the vial. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, I don't know if you guys get a good enough look at it, it's in a language I don't think either of you know.
Out of curiosity, what language?
Sylvan.
Fair enough. He does not say neither of them know Sylvan.
No.
Yeah. She tends to write a lot of her more personal notes when she doesn't want people knowing what they are in Sylvan. It's not foolproof because obviously other people can know that language, but it's less common for people to know than common.
Alright. While she's doing that, Chiff's still going to be he'll put his start putting his colour stuff away, but he'll push the two swatches over towards Alexander. The two of you should keep these. If you're not comfortable having a record of the ECCR, you should keep these on your person. Whether or not you started that way, you're a Toon Owl for all intents and purposes. And if your colors change, either of you, then we need to check.
Alexander nods.
Because even with redesigns, it's no guarantee that your colors will change. I went through a major redesign, but my color palette is still the same, just with a different ratio of white in it than it used to be. So, it is something for you to keep an eye on, both of you.
That's fair enough. They'll let Mad Lad put this in his hammer space. Not sure if I technically have one, but at the same time, it feels uncomfortable to pull something out of nothing.
If it's not something you're used to, I can imagine why that would be. I have one other question, which I don't know whether or not you remember, but there is still the issue that Mad Lad had
that he was concerned about someone looking for you collectively.
He gives a
And
nod.
there are two options. The explosion that you heard before you were fully revived could have been either a laboratory accident or an attack. And the attack on the Sapphire Dragon could have either been an attack by the same people who attacked your family, or your family looking for you. So, do you recall? Because I don't know anything about your family. If you had any enemies who would want to see your family ruined.
He thinks. My family would never do something like that. They would be much more careful if they wanted to fully apprehend the Sapphire Dragon. They know their reputation, and my father, for sure, I would assume most of my other family would rather sue for peace and explain the situation than have that terrible thing happen. For enemies, we're blood hunters. We hunt evil fae, demons, sometimes devils, vampires. Even though we have some of our own lycanthropes every once in a while cause us trouble, we are pursuers of peace. We don't attack unjustly. Not to say we don't have enemies, we do, but even I didn't know I only knew about half of them when I was a kid. I'm not very sure who to even narrow it down.
And Mad Lad doesn't know who or what was attacking the ship.
From our collective memories of that night, I knew there were they looked to be other ships, though unfortunately because of the flashing and the distance, you couldn't really see any defining features from the captain's quarters. But there were a lot of them. The only reason why the Sapphire Dragon was probably sunk in the first place, it was outnumbered and cornered.
Chiffley's giving this very big sigh, and you can both roll an insight on him if.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, yeah, no, that's not what I expected.
Nope. Dice, stay in the thing. Yeah, insight isn't good for Alexander. That's only a 7. He's like, I'm sorry. That's all. I can't give any more information. Trust me when I would like you to trust me when I say I want to know what happened as much as you did, and who are these enemies. I don't like this situation.
Alright, so that was an 8 for Crystal and a 7 for Alexander. Okay, yeah, so the sigh is not, God damn it, why don't you have more information? It's distinctly not in relation to a lack of being forthcoming or anything on Alexander's part. He's not holding that against you at all. But it's a little bit of an inward pointing annoyance And I'll tell you so that you two know this for the benefit of the players here. Chiffley is unfortunately in the anime protagonist camp, and he's just gone, I'm not gonna be able to leave this alone. I want to know what's on. Fuck.
I feel like it's a shame that Crystal's not paying quite enough attention because, like, that's something she can handshake on at the moment because she's been pulled into a whole bunch of plots at the moment. She's just like, God damn it!
Okay, cool. Because Chiff's now going, okay, what course of action can we take? Like, obviously, I think we've exhausted the medical components here for the time being. But there's still the whole issue of getting attacked. It's like, oh, Chiff.
Well. As Crystal is doing all her things with the blood as they're doing this conversation, and and after a while, you sort of look through the blood in the microscope, and do you want to roll a, let's see, investigation or a medicine with advantage?
Cool. All right. They're both the same modifier for me, so yeah.
Fair enough.
Cool. Nice. All right. I'm glad for the advantage. It's like it wasn't bad before, but also it's better now.
$22, beauty.
22. It would have been a 13 before, so I'm like, yeah, I could do better than that.
Yeah, you can. Especially when at first you look at this and it looks very similar to like half-tune blood. However, as you like keep looking closer and looking deeper into this sample, something twists in your stomach as you see patterns that look very similar to the sample that you took in questionable substances in quality introductions.
Oh, is that the group from the dragon?
Yes.
I love it.
Oh, okay. Well, you're both welcome to roll an insight on Crystal.
And I say not done quite yet. However, it is distinctly different as a case, as this is a much this isn't like pure magic as it was in that sample. However, it's very it is stable. Unlike that. That sample.
Well, that's a good sign that at least, like, it looks like it's not going to be an issue for Mad Lad and Alexander. So that's not an oh crap emergency. You might be in medical danger kind of thing. But yeah.
However, you get this nagging feeling because even though it's technically half Toon blood and maybe a little bit more of the Toon side, since this kid looks fully Toon. You do notice in the substances and like how you even do the spinny thing and you like see it separate, like this kid is like one separation from being a new species entirely.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I suppose that makes sense from what she knows. Like, it's not like regular half-toons who are usually born from like one toon parent and one non-toon parent. It's like like this was being forcefully matched together, it looks like, and that would make sense.
Actually, it's not forcibly matched. It's actually not forcibly, kind of not. It was more like it was designed to try to be both toon and toon and real kind. Like that's.
Oh, I gotcha. They were trying to create their own tune, but they were trying to go for photorealism kind of tune. That's what I reckon.
They tried to make something completely new that was both real kind and at the same time Toonkind, but didn't really pan out.
They draw their own tune with the blood of their son.
Again,
God,
again, almost to the point of a new species, but it wasn't. But unfortunately, it didn't reach to that point yet. Maybe if this was fully finished, this could have been a completely new species that this kid was. But whatever happened with that explosion, that obviously didn't happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a part of her that's like, okay, I'm kind of glad about that, because I don't like the idea of someone completely fabricating an entirely new species based on us kind of thing. Like, that just feels like it's hard to articulate, but there's just like a lot to unpack there in terms of Toon real kind relations and all of that complicated stuff that it just doesn't want to get into right now.
Hee hee.
But yeah, Chiffley, you will notice that she is doing a pretty decent job of keeping her face like neutral, but she has definitely found something, and she has put some sort of pieces together and doesn't like what she's found. But yeah, you can grill her on that. Maybe not around the child.
Yeah, Chief's kind of like the. Actually, I'll do him a Whis save. Why not? Actually, no, deception. Okay.
I mean, let's see if Alexander notices.
Okay, so that's an 11. So the air has dropped a little bit, but like,
yeah, that's a 16 plus 1 for 17.
I feel like maybe it's Chiffley's attention that like catches Alexander's attention, and then he notices the crystal. Yeah.
What did you find? And his voice sort of kind of drops, but more it's just like he's extremely serious.
I am not 100% sure how much to tell you. Mostly because this has to do with another case that I am on. And I'm trying to figure out how much privacy needs to be reserved for both of these.
He looks at her up and down, just like, I need to know something. If this case is connected, maybe these are, maybe, I'm not very sure what this case is, but maybe the villains that we are trying to find, are the same ones in your case.
All the more reason to take it with care. If their net is spread across several plot lines, then they are no meek adversary.
Quite. From what I know of the other case, it is definitely a much larger web than has been able to be uncovered so far. I don't know how far it spreads.
All right. What did you find in my blood? Can you at least answer that?
Your blood is a mixture of both Toon and real kind. It is not like half Toons, despite sharing a lot of similarities. It is more unique than that, but it also appears to be stable. I believe that it was designed to be the way that it is, probably a result of your parents. And yeah, that's the short of it.
Interesting. He looks at his sort of hand and sort of just like flexes his fingers. I already assumed the half tune part, but that other half surprises me.
I think our next course of action, while we have of this plotline active endangering anyone, is to try and find as much information as we can. Maybe on the research that your parents undertook. Well, he sighs deeply again as if he's like, why am I going to suggest this? And if anything else, the Sapphire Dragon might still hold some secrets. Depending on how much of it is.
Actually, Crystal has just put together a connection in her head because dragon. Okay, yeah, you both catch. There's a little bit of a okay there. She's put something else together, but
Jeff doesn't know about that.
yeah, I know. God,
I'm curious of what you put together, but
Sapphire Dragon, Pink Dragon.
Yeah, just dragons. That's the connection that she's like, oh yeah, yeah. I think instead she will Alexander, with your permission, I would like to inform some of the people involved in the other case, the ones that are most officially involved and most trustworthy about this potential development. I will be leaving names out of it so that there should not be a way to trace it back to you. But it might be prudent to make sure that at least some of the broad strokes are shared in case something else is uncovered.
Alexander is quiet for a moment, but then gives a nod. I say, Mad Lad and I feel like that is acceptable. This is a lot bigger than we thought, but honestly, I'm not that surprised.
In the meantime, keeping out of trouble seems to be the most appropriate course of action.
You don't have to tell me twice, but you will have to tell the kid.
This is why I'm saying it out loud. I assume he can hear us.
He can, but whether he takes it...
And Chiffley just sort of gives you a squint, but you get the feeling that he's not squinting at you, he's squinting at Mad Lad. He's like, you.
Look, I say, if I was still alive, I'd be around 16. I can understand the stakes being here.
I have one more question.
Yes?
Do you have any reason to believe that the people who caused the accident, or, well, less accident, to your previous ship, know where you are now?
Alexander's quiet. Then he speaks. Mad Lad says no. He assumes that they thought he was dead along with the rest of his crew when, say, his mother pushed him through the portal. Say,
Well, that's something at least. Let's try and keep it that way.
that's basically been the plan.
Best laid plans can sometimes go awry. Make sure you take care. And keep in company. If nothing
And
else,
if you noticed
so that someone can
anything-
call for help. Or provide
Yes.
backup.
And if you notice anything, let someone know that you trust.
Alexander nods. We know this.
Preferably an adult.
He gives a smirk. We will try in that part. But he has a lot of friends that are, say, teenagers or kids too. But there's a few adults that we trust. And know our secret. I think you know partially one of them, as Alexander looks at Chiffley. Carmenia.
Chiffley hasn't met Carmenia. He
Chiffley has
knows
met
of her.
Armenia.
Oh, wait, no, he has. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, he does know Carmenia. Holy shit. That took me a second. I'm like, wait, no, he does. Hold on. I'm gonna roll and see him if he remembers. Yeah, no, he remembers. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. Hold the phone. I was thinking it from the perspective of being at the farm, but I forgot about the teapot incident. Shit. Oh, man. That's lax of me. God, I must be getting hungry.
No, you're fine. I feel that.
You're so valid.
Oh. Okay, that's at 18. Yeah, he's just gonna be he is actually going to visibly blink and then put a hand to his chin. Not really somebody who I've only met her once. And that was some interesting circumstance. So.
That's fair enough. But she's one of the people who knows our secret. Crew 2, say, Mad Lad's father, obviously. And then, say, oh yes, Mad Lad, get the letter out for her before you forget. As the veins disappear and Mad Lad, say, reappears like, oh, yeah. Technically he knows he knows about at least the 2 soul parts. As Mad Lad gets into his hammer space. Yep. And he pulls out a letter. This is from Eeny, Miny, Mo, Crystal. They wanted me to give this to you.
Oh, right. Thanks.
Just was not expecting that at all. Like,
Did they seem alright when you met them?
Yeah, we were having a fun time, going on a little treasure hunt.
Right, that's good. Thank you for this.
No problem. Also, out of character, I don't know what's in the leather, so you'll have to ask Stu about that.
that's fine. I can do that. I don't know what's in the letter either.
I'm just sitting here going, God, I've played Chiffley so rarely over the last 12 months. It took me a second to go, oh yeah, Chiff knows them too. Oh man, Chiff's got more connections than I remember on a regular basis because Chiff doesn't come out as often as he used to. Good grief.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Yeah.
The downside of having so many player characters.
Yeah, I pat you.
Yeah.
God. I love it though. I wouldn't change it for anything.
And
But,
also,
Pretty great.
technically, also Rugfort, he is a member of EGAD. He knows about the Two Soul thing, but I suggest we do not unless we have to, maybe exclude him from this. He has his own plot thing that's brewing right now, and I rather get that mixed in, rather get what my bullshit is, and then his also Faye bullshit.
Delightful.
No guarantees, but we'll do our best.
Yeah, I just at least want to know that's a name that that's another name that technically if we're gonna, well, keep all the information in line.
Right.
I think that's about as much as we can do today.
Yeah. And that lad just
Yeah.
just squeezes the parrot.
Chief's gonna offer the bag of gummies again. Like Alexander had some, but like
Mad Lad
gummies?
is taking that bag of gummies and just starting snarfing them down.
Yeah, Crystal's gonna shake her head at that. But she has packed away everything that she's used and cleaned it all up to make sure like no evidence of it, or like safety procedure first. Make sure everything that she has left is secure, and then it all goes back into her med kit and into her hammer space because, yeah, this is where she puts the stuff that are extremely important because there are some
you don't leave
things
that shit lying around.
yeah, there are some things she will not leave out because she will not risk it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, there is a fair amount actually in Crystal's hammer space that like is probably fairly valuable for people.
Oh, that is a much higher he-who roll than the one that you did before, and now I am full of fear.
I don't like that.
Oh no. Oh no, she said he-who. Oh no.
Does this have anything to do with me putting it in my hammer space, or?
Nope, it doesn't. Continue on.
Surprise tool that will help us later? Question mark.
Is there anything else you guys want to do?
Nope.
I think I'm gonna roll a history for her, see if she remembers. Okay, yep, she does remember. By the way, Mad Lad, do you mind if I had a quick look at your bandana?
Oh, yeah. As he hands her his bandana.
Yeah, she's gonna cast Identify on that.
You cast Identify. And you know this is a extremely powerful object, but it's not one that is a traditional magical item. It strongly resembles of abjuration magic along with some illusion. However, there's also a shred of divination magic in there. Now that you actually do in there. You think this is an item that protects him from harm by making sure someone knows where this kid is.
Oh, so someone can track him through the bandana.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Should I roll off of that deception from before?
You can if you want to.
I might roll another one, honestly. Let's see how this goes. Okay. I mean,
But this is sort of the magic, like, that you can see is like, it's like one specific person could track him down, but sort of excludes everyone else.
yeah, but she doesn't know who that person is. I mean, like, there are a few things that she can guess from what she knows, but yeah. 16 on deception.
Alright. Yeah, Mad Lad does not incite that.
Does Chiffley?
See, I wasn't gonna roll one for him, but now I will.
Like he got a 15, so he
Oh
sort of,
yeah, the chip's got it.
yeah, it's like Mad Lad is just like he thinks something's up, but he can't like put his finger on it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Chiffley can tell that Crystal is not how to describe this? Like, she definitely found something. She doesn't know if she likes it. But again, she's not really saying anything in front of Mad Lad. I think she just hands the bandana back with a thank you for letting me borrow that for the moment.
No problem. Anything come up?
Well, it looks like it's something that someone who cares about you made.
Mad Lad nods. Makes sense. Say my mom really cared about me.
I see. Did she ever say anything about if you were separated?
Yeah. She said, don't worry about, like, her finding me. That, say, no matter, say, she just wanted me to, like, that's what she sort of said before I went to the portal, like, just run and just hide somewhere, and they'll always be able to, she'll be able to find me.
I see. That's do you know how?
Mad Lad not and shook his head. No, but I expected that she's an expert tracker, and like I'm still young. Like, say my mama knows me, so like I know she would be able to find me anywhere.
Okay, right. Sorry about the tangent. I was just curious.
Mad Lad nods. Fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all she's gonna say. She's just gonna sort of like, I guess, sigh, stretch a little bit, and well, we've still got a fair way to go back. Shall we get a move on?
Yes.
Mad Lad's like, yep, sounds good. As you guys leave the university, which thankfully the teleportation circle station, there's one right on campus. It isn't that far.
There is.
It's a nice one.
Nice.
If there hadn't been, Sally would have installed one by now.
Yeah.
She's like, no, fuck that noise. I'm not going to the one in Villestown and then walk. Forget that.
Yeah.
Or rather, like the main university city one. Nope,
Yeah.
we're having one on campus. Thank you.
Yep. But as you guys walk out and stuff,
Oh, here we go.
you don't see it. But as you leave, there is a clatter from the ceiling, and then a clatter of an air vent just busting up, and a small kobold pops out and just hits the floor. Ugh! A green kobold, which looks to be older, having a hunchback with a little fake mustache. You get the feeling they wanted to commit. They're this. This is an old kobold. It's yeah, old people have mustaches, but I can't technically grow one, so.
Oh no.
But this is a real kind kobold. He's just I got to say, so that's what's up with it. Huh. As he scampers off and away, and we transition scenes to somewhere else. In a darker room. No distinguishable features other than some furniture and stuff, and a real kind tiefling sits at a table looking over a journal, and her skin is pure white, and she has some prosthetics on her. But other than that, that's the only blemishes on her, as her dark blue hair is tied up in a ponytail, as her sapphire eyes just look at the book, as this one kobold from before steps in. He's "Oh, thank God, I can finally take off this disguise," as he takes off his top of his clothes to reveal a pair of wings which made the hunchback.
Love it.
And
love me a winged kobold. Love that.
And he's "Captain Azura, you're gonna want to hear this." And Azura smiles. "All right, Chad. Let's get this started." And she closes her
Chad.
book.
His name is Chad. I love him.
His full name is Chad Boot.
Love it. And that's where we cut to black, I suppose?
That's where we cut to black, as you learn that the crew did not die.
I mean, that was going to be my next
Yeah, that
Chiffley
was.
was going to go, let's go spelunking and see if we can find a shipwreck. Maybe there's some info in, the wreck. I was but he's also in the same mind of, that is such a stupid idea and I cannot physically do that. Ugh!
I mean, Mad Lad could.
I'm sorry. If you tried to get Crystal to do that, she'd be like, "No, I'm not going into the middle of the ocean. I have enough to do already."
Mad Lad would totally do that and get equipment for it. It's all right, let's do this.
Yeah, he definitely would. But anyway.
Oh god, that was good fun. I will say that Crystal will probably, Crystal and Chiffley will probably talk a little bit afterwards, and Chiffley might grill her a little bit on some of the stuff that she found.
Yep.
Which she will tell him, more than what she told Mad Lad, because unfortunately Mad Lad is a kid and Crystal kind of doesn't want to, mention too much.
Which is fair.
But yeah, I think she would tell Chiffley about the bandana being able to be used to track Mad Lad. And some of the more broad details of the Pink Dragon case that she knows.
Cool.
Probably try leaving out names again of people.
Fair enough.
Groovy.
Hee.
Just so she can have some people across it.
Yeah. And we can talk about all these little other like interactions like later because
Oh,
it
for
is
sure.
Yeah,
It is
yeah, 'cause
late
I-
for
It is
you,
getting
and I am
late.
starving.
yeah,
so.
yeah,
But
yeah. I've got to figure out who she's going to tell about what she found with Mad Lad's blood.
yeah. So
Yay.
thank you everyone for listening into this say FPS. I hope you have a good time zone. Bye.
Bye.